Join the first one and we have to wait till after 10. Yeah. So it could be the second one, I think.
We'll go for a wee first.
Yeah.
The first ever outfit worn by Daniel Radcliffe on set Harry Potter at the end there when he was just 11 years old. Now, you have also come during our Animal Actors Week, so we've got all our furry Hagrid up there. Now, he was played by two different people. One of them was called Robbie Coltrane, I'm sure you know who he is. The second one was an ex-England rugby player named Martin Bayfield, who's 6'10", and that is the costume he would have later on. Now, that's it from the Great Hall, guys. You now have plenty of time to wander around, take some photos, and then begin your self-guided tour through those archways at the top. Any of you have those little blue Hogwarts pockets, come and find a member of staff. All the interactors will be dotted around the tour, and of course, we're going to be Harry Potter experts to try and test us. Apart from that, enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Thank you very much. Bye.
When he was Dumbledore, yeah. Yes.
That was Neville Longbottoms. Okay. So our on select here.
And now you're here to build the same set of images. One of the fun things you'll see here today is that many of the interior sets will all look the same.
One's got a mouse on, one's got a spider on it.
Gryffindor Common Room, which I love. It's there.
So is this a special half-term thing,
No
the animals?
Yeah, they usually do the animals just at half term because there's more people. And then they do it later on in the year. I think they just do it twice a year with the animals. You guys actually timed it perfectly because normally the animals aren't here.
Really interesting.
You've been really busy this week.
Organisations, group meetings.
I'm one of the trainers. I didn't train him like he has a one main trainer, but once you train an animal and there's pretty much no training, that's
It's a very unusual, interesting, good architecture.
Biggest wishes of really optimistic with grandfather and then really
Did you touch the map?
Real, magical. It's a very unusual, interesting, and good architectural form. And enabled us to do those curved bookcases, curved ladders, sweeping staircases up to the landing. It's rich with that. effects.
And I thought we could use that philosophy for Harry Potter. You know, actually build some of these things when we needed to supplement them with CGI work too.
Which you'd see get up, walk around. The special effects and the visual effects have to overlap, particularly in the runs of Harry Potter. We're in a magical world, and a lot of that magic has to be created by the visual effects and the CGI guys. But we're there to put the realism, if you like, into that, because what we do is real.
The dragon for the Escape from Gringotts is another example of where we've used practical effects to drive a motionless rig that the actors are going to ride on. We obviously then take away all of the rig and replace it with a CG dragon to make it look like they're actually on the back of the dragon.
I remember working on it the first film because everyone would say to me, what's Quidditch going to look like? That was the main.
The dragon for the Escape from Gringotts is another example where we've used practical effects to drive a motionless rig that the actors are going to ride on. We obviously then take away all the rig and replace it with a CG dragon to make it look like they're actually on the back of the dragon.
Favourite set was probably the atrium of the Ministry of Magic, just purely for the scale. It absolutely is one of those ones that you walk onto every time, no matter how long you've been there, and go, wow, these films are big.
You just walk through the doors and there in front of you is this wonderfully domed green sculpture. Absolutely exquisite. Another sculpture, Julian Murray, did the new sculpture in the 7th and 8th film, one of the muggles oppressed by the idealized actions in the film. Fantastic. It's like Roland. It's absolutely beautiful.
The finishes on the atrium will make it look like a film of CNC cars in years. make it look like it's already tiled. So we did a lot of work on it to create.
I had a lot of help. My team included over 125 incredibly talented men and women, artists, designers, painters, sculptors, and engineers, all worked together to create everything that you can see in this room. We had to first figure out what each creature was going to look like.
I think of it's completely believable. It was determined that each had its own personality and distinctive look.
My team designed nearly 100 individual goblin heads that had to be sculpted. This is the animatronics area. While the design team is busy figuring out what the creature will look like on the outside, other people, much smarter than I, figure out how to squeeze all of this on the inside.
Now, you can't just run down to your local hardware store and buy all this stuff. Most of what you see here was custom made right here in Nick's shop by very clever people like... well, by clever people like Jim.
Months, no years, went into developing these huge creatures, as well as more fur, feathers, scales, gears, and servos than you can count. These are massive machines. Aragog, for example, weighed over a ton on set.
Giant eagle with real feathers covering the head, neck, chest, and wings.
I had a feather specialist working for months with a team of people, making sure each single feather had the right bend, the right colour, the right shape, and each one had to be individually inserted in exactly the right spot on the creature.
And the machinery inside looks like it was built by NASA. It's ridiculously complicated and requires many people and a computer to operate all of the various components individually to create a synchronized movement.
They say you must always bow to a hippogriff, otherwise it'll tear you apart. One of the funniest things I've ever seen was a group of VIP visitors when they came. So they bowed. So they bowed back. And this went on for several minutes, until finally a woman said, "Please make him stop. Protocol demands we keep bowing." It was so funny, I had tears rolling down my face. Now, before we go, I'd like to share with you the real secret behind all of the magic of the creature shop.
That's phones, wallets, purses, cameras, children, husbands, everything important. Awesome stuff. There we go. How are we doing today? Having a good time, yeah? Enjoying ourselves? Awesome. Good stuff. So, hello everyone. My name is Ollie. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the tour today. I do have a bit of a silly question. Birthday today. Is anyone celebrating a birthday? Yeah? Bon anniversaire? The front. If it's your birthday, come to the front. That's the one rule. Come to the front. If you can, you can barge past people if you like. Just be like, it's my birthday, move. Alright, that's the whole vibe. So 1, 2, 3, yeah? Awesome stuff. So I can have you two this side, one on the handle, one on the door. And then you can go this side, you can go on the handle. And I'll go on the door this side. Awesome. Right. So, I'm now going to introduce you in the very same way that Harry was on his first day by Professor McGonagall. Welcome to Hogwarts. Let's give him a push. Push, 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 push. Right. Alright, let's have a round of applause for our birthday numbers. And come with me. Come right on into the Great Hall. Walk up on the catwalk, on the catwalk. Yeah, here we are. Excellent. So yes, everyone, this is the Great Hall. It is one of our largest and longest standing sets here at the Studio Tour at 10 years. It used to sit over on Soundstage B, over on studio side, but recently we've had it moved over piece by precious piece for your viewership today. Now, I want to make sure that you're all still coming in through those doors so we can bring that cinema screen down and get those lovely doors closed as they create a fantastic photo opportunity. Now, as you're coming on in, I'm sure you're noticing some things that you didn't quite see in your first time watching the films. Some of my personal favourites are the murals and the front and back walls. Those are actually fading under studio lighting. So now will be your only time to get in those photos of those murals before they're gone. Now, as you're coming in, you've seen that we've decorated our Great Hall with the Hogwarts yummies. Okay, all of them look so realistic, but some are real and some are fake. Okay, however, the real ones have been lacquered. Okay, so that means they're preserved for a long time. So I wouldn't recommend eating any of them. Okay, so just tell which ones are real and fake with your eyes. Okay, don't try and bite into a wax apple. Okay, now. Something that the original cast and crew did not in the films. Okay, so isn't that amazing? Now, from lovely Stuart Craig and Pierre Bohanna's work down to the lovely floor. If you give the floor a quick stab, that floor right there, that is York flagstone. It's the same type of material. So now, of course, it's lasted many great scenes, such as the Halloween feast, where we see Professor Quirrell bursting in through those main doors, up to the centre aisle, calling out, talk about today. What I want to talk about is, of course, our lovely house ghosts, seeming as it's spooky season. So come on over and we'll check them out. Now, I do need a bit of help again. Who here do we have any Ravenclaws? Woo! Awesome, good stuff. There we are. So here we have the Grey Lady, house ghost of Ravenclaw, and she was actually seen walking the halls of Hogwarts with Sir Nicholas of Gryffindor later in the Philosopher's Stone. Now, give me a hiss if you are a Slytherin. Yeah, awesome stuff. So here we have the house ghost of Slytherin, the bloody Baron. Okay, now identifiable by his lovely bloody clothes there. We see him swinging his sword back and forth as he flies across the ceiling. And probably Sir Nicholas, or nearly Endless Nick as he's more commonly known. Now this is his costume, however, it's what we call in the costume industry a twirl. Okay, and what that means is actually like a prototype costume. It's not fully complete, it's still a mid-design process. Do note the safety pins that are still attached on the outside there. So yes, this was actually worn by John Cleese, but it's an earlier version of his costume, and that's why we're so excited to have it here today. Now, it wouldn't be a dark arts event without talking about our lovely defense against the dark arts teachers. Now, later in the tour, you'll see Professor Quirrell standing underneath the marble staircase. Around the corner from him is Professor Lupin next to his, looking out for 7 standing locations and 16 golden snitches. Now, the first standing location is at the Gryffindor Common Room, so that's just around the corner here, and about 1 minute's walk away. And if you don't have a passport, don't worry, you'll be able to get one at the Gryffindor Common Room. So when you go there, you'll be able to pick up a passport. Okay? Now you're also looking at
Fear not, Blue, you're more than welcome to come back into the Great Hall once myself and the next group reach the teacher's table. If you'd like to take more pictures, because we don't blame you. On behalf of the team here in the Great Hall, we hope you have a very
burrow, which was then just steps away from Hagrid's home. In fact, it's fairly common to step off one set and finding yourself somewhere different entirely. Come this way and see for yourself. Just try.
Which bed was Harry's?
Earlier we spoke about that second director, the third film, and I said he changed everything. He changed the wands. So in the books, so in the first two films, wands are just spoken about like it stinks. He came along and he was like, no, I want all the wands to reflect everyone's different personality.
And riches. There's the notice board in Gryffindor Common Room, which I love. It's there in the background. You never see those notices.
Panie, czy bez Miła, papierniska. Miła, papierniska.
Dumbledore's office is a really magical space. It's got a real sense of personality and humanness of Dumbledore.
Ways about them, but I guess the Fang dogs are just my absolute love.
Сделай ближе.
Let it go now.
You see the first Harry Potter to the last Harry Potter. You can see the progression of visual effects from 2000 to 2003, and it's amazing. Since that I know that
وصلها يقدمك
that didn't change was their menacing presence. Please make way for the Death Eaters. creating the art known as wand combat. These movements, performed by the actors with the powerful costumes, as seen here, designed by Jenny Tamim, gave the Death Eaters their fearsome feel and reputation, which, as faithful followers to Lord Voldemort, they struck fear into the hearts of many. As the Dark Mark appears, so they are summoned by the Dark Lord himself to do his bidding. It falls to the bravest witches and wizards to combine their power and defeat the Death Eaters.
Take photos of the Death Eaters. Very good. It certainly is.
But they're also not supposed to pop their own devices into the wall.
But you
Kidney ring.
Hardcore, because speed them all, why don't you? I'm not.
With making, every wig is a bespoke made for each goblin character. We start off by taking measurements and then we make a lace foundation. Each hair is individually knotted onto the lace, one by one. And then we come to the eyebrows. Similar sort of process, whereby we sharpen the needle, chopped up hair, and each hair is individually inserted one by one. To make a perfect goblin eyebrow takes about a day. Depends if you're making bushy eyebrows, wiry. What we do for this, such a fun. Put the ball catch on first. Now there's a bit marvellous. We've got the tail, back of head, and the ears. We've got the neck on there.
level of detail. Yeah. And then you've got the Philosopher's Stone vault there.
One of the briefs we have in the film at the moment, the difference with the first vault cast, we filmed it pretty much down there. On the second half, everything we filmed was CGI or against. There would be a pause and then it would keep multiplying. So it felt almost dangerous and like it was erratic. One of the complications was the interaction. So the actor was going to have to touch and climb on the treasure and need to understand what he was doing in space. So we go through the process of rotoscoping his physical performance with a computer version of himself. We can then have the treasure interact with him, so it can actually collide with him and bounce off him. We can make it look like his foot is standing on top of the treasure and that he's actually...
So they really just put as much much stuff. Only shop you can actually glue it up for real, along with all of the 17,000 boxes that they handmade. It's all about it. Destroyed. I come in fine.
Why have this?
Blessed be the Son of God.
dragon immersion as well.